I'm not here to play Dick South. That is not him.
I don't recall an episode entitled Play Dicks. All right, you know what is also a bummer? Is that our next guest is a real classy lady who deserves better than this. And I am so sorry to have to say these next words. We should have thought about this.
I know.
We should have spaced her out.
Next time.
Rob has been working on this dildo bit for a long time, and he finally, I was like, maybe we should have saved that for, you know, just take your whole sex toy set and let's slide it over to another day. And we'll try to dust this off and make it a nice show. Ladies and gentlemen, if we could just pretend like that last bit didn't happen and give a warm, classy, G-rated welcome to Lauren Tom! Lauren, thank you for your effervescent energy and light spirit to bring us back from the depths of depravity.
That went so fast. Thank you for the G-rated introduction.
You're welcome. You deserve nothing less.
I mean, I just got off a Disney show. I mean, we can't, like, really, you know.
No, we shouldn't. I mean, contractually.
Come on.
No, so bad.
But I'm ready to go to the other side, the darker side. Now.
Well, then have you met country star Clay Dix? Because he'll take you there. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Tom.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see everybody. Oh, thank you guys. They're the greatest. Aren't they? Let's give them one more thing. Thank you so much. I'm falling apart here.
Yeah, I'll rebuild it for you.
Would you? And here's the little lid.
I'll be back in a
Thank you
minute.
so much. So I feel like I haven't seen you in so long, and I'm so happy to see you. My hair's a little longer. I've gotten taller. And the last time he was here in Vegas was not for the convention, but was to shoot the Hillywood little movie. Did you guys like that? It was so much fun, and it's so great to see everybody. And Osric was, you know, working all of his magic. And oh, do you know that I tried to fix up Osric last year? Because I was on this show called Andy Mack, and the girl that played my older daughter is this beautiful, thank you so much, this beautiful Asian girl named Leland Bowden, and I just thought they would really get, you know, they call me an Orienta, right? Because I'm always trying to fix people up, Orient, you know. And it didn't work, but they're friends. I tried. And he flew out to visit us on set and everything, and I just, you know, hi. I'm sorry. It's just so good to see people, see faces that I haven't seen in so long. I have to say that I think that Supernatural's fandom is the greatest on earth. It's like nothing I've ever experienced, really, and I'm so happy and proud to be a part of this family. And I know that we're all trying to gear up to say, you know, goodbye to the show and all that, but, you know, it's like life, and right? I mean... we'll get through it together, but I have been seeing a lot of love and support on Twitter, and that makes me a proud mama to see people just supporting Jared and Jensen in their decision, you know. It's nothing personal. That's one thing I always wanted to tell my kids. If I could just impart one thing to them, it's just not to take anything personally, ever. I felt like if someone said that to me when I was young, it would have been so much easier for me to get through this crazy business, you know, where there's all this constant rejection and everything, and just in life in general, just that most people are just dealing with their own stuff and it's not ever personal. But anyway, let's see, what should we talk about? I think, oh, I know, I have a fun little thing to say, just that, you know, when I was little, my parents and grandparents used to tell me that I was such a toughie. And my grandpa used to call me Little Tiger, you know. Because I was super bossy, and I actually felt like I was meant to grow into the role you know, to play a character that would actually punch, you know, Mark Sheppard in the face. But then, I just had this little patch starting in junior high where I got super shy, and I lost all of my confidence. And that lasted all through my, like, till I was in my mid-20s, probably. And it was taking me a while to kind of find, you know, that groundedness again. And so it just was thrilling, because I am 5 feet tall, 5'4" now. But, and no one's ever let me punch someone in the face before. So that was really, really thrilling. And I have to say, I got another little boost last year. I'm on a show now called Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton. And it's just been so much fun. We're shooting season 3 right now, so they're having me back as a recurring for a bunch of episodes. And I only did 1 episode last year, and it was this crazy episode where my character gets kidnapped with Billy's character. And if you haven't seen it and want to see it, it's really nutty. And it's episode 7 of season 2. And I get to stab a guy in the balls. Something I've never done before. So that and punching Mark Sheppard in the face. Those are the highlights. I mean, all this classical training I had, you know, with all this stage work, and that's what it boils down to. That and people asking me, so what was it like to kiss David Schwimmer? And Friends is having their, you know, 25th anniversary, so is it 25 or 20? I don't, 20? Something like that. Anyway, they're doing a bunch of parties and interviews and stuff, so I'll be going out to New York to see everybody in the fall. They're going to do a big televised thing, I think, on the Today Show, so that'll be fun. And that again was so much fun. Like I think that probably Friends and Supernatural and Goliath, oh gosh, now I'm naming everything. But Futurama, all of them, they've just been my favorites. And oh, it's also the anniversary of Futurama's debut today. Yes. Well, I'm wearing pink in Amy's honor, but so gosh, I don't know. I wish they had had me back, you know, in Supernatural one more time. Who knows? Maybe in the last season they'll bring everybody back, which would be be like probably 1,000 guest stars, you know. But yeah, no, it's so great to be here, and I guess, how many people traveled to get here as a? Oh my God! Wow. Well, hopefully you didn't come from too far. Can you just shout out some of the places that you came from?
Arizona, Orlando.
Oh wait, you know what? If we do questions, maybe you can just tell me on the mic. So just say, hi, I came from. Because it's hard to hear. The only one I heard was Salt Lake. Is that what you said? That's where I spent the last 3 years shooting that. Australia, wow. Holy cow. Germany, oh my gosh. What, Trinidad? Wow, that's amazing. I'm just wondering how other countries think of us now. I hope they still like us. I hope they're still into America. Yeah, anybody from England? Oh wow, yeah. That's good to be away from that right now, right? A little stressful. Oh my gosh. Well, we're not the only ones going through stuff, right? Yeah, that's what you tell yourselves. So anyway, I was wondering if you guys wouldn't mind, I do this like when I go to conventions, and please don't feel obligated in any way, but Misha kind of taught me this trick. And I support this charity called Homeboy Industries. Many of you heard me talk about it before. But basically what we do is like, we just start at the end and we pass the bucket like church. And then like if you have any extra change that you want to like unload your pockets with so it's not so heavy, I will haul it back to Los Angeles. And I do this 5K every year for this amazing organization. And then at the end of tonight, I'll tell everybody how much we raised in here, and I will post it online so that you can all see that, you know, like I'm like a person of my word, and I actually am giving it to them because I believe in it so much. So maybe we can just start over here, and then we could, should we, okay, and then you can, thank you so much, okay. But I don't want to bore you too much with it, but just so you know what I've dedicated so many of my years, my life, like probably the last 15 years to supporting this organization. Basically what they do is they take, they have a 70% success rate of taking former gang members and people, formerly incarcerated men and women, and giving them a second chance at life by giving them an 18-month training program where they get off of drugs and alcohol, they have all their tattoos removed, they complete their GED if they haven't gone to high school, they get anger management, parenting classes, then they give them a job, basically. And like the thought is that you can build your self-esteem when you have a job and you're giving back to society. So they have such a high success rate that the model really works. So only a 30% recidivism rate, and the government has those numbers flipped. So they have a 70% recidivism rate and only 30% success. So they're healing on such a deep level that the transformation is just mind-boggling and so beautiful. And it just reminds me of how much like we all are a part of each other, and we have to like not kick anyone out. Like we have to like keep everyone within the circle. And that's what's so beautiful about this fandom too, that we're all kind of feeling a little bit like misfits, and yet we find each other and we connect. And that's what I think it's all about, is just trying to connect, you know, as human beings. And so thank you so much for letting me do that, and I hope it's not annoying to you in any way, and if not, obviously just pass that. Okay, so should we start questions now?
Hi, I'm from Houston, Texas.
Great.
Most of everybody knows you as Kevin's mom. A few of you know you as Julie. And my favorite show, probably all time, I know you as Min.
Oh my God, King of the Hill. I play the mom, Min, and the daughter, Connie.
So,
oh, Peggy Hill, look at your feet. They look so big, like a boat. Oh, look at
so I guess I was going to ask if we could hear a little Min, because it's been a long time and we'll never get to hear it again. But what was it like working as a voice actress in that dynamic? Because that's a huge cast.
Oh, it was just like a family. It went for 13 seasons. And I just fell in love with everybody who was working on that, and it was really a gift. And you know, for a half a minute, Fox was thinking about bringing it back. And we all got really excited, but then I guess it didn't work out because I never heard.
Well, we'd be without Luann and Lucky, and I think that would be hard.
That was heartbreaking. That was so hard.
Yes.
Yeah, Brittany Murphy passed, and it was Tom Petty, yeah, right, both of them. It was so hard. It's just the hardest thing about life, is saying goodbye to people. But she I met her when she was 18 years old when we started, and she just was such a light. And Tom Petty could not have been a more down-to-earth person at the table reads and everything. He just was an amazing guy, such an icon.
Sorry to be the Debbie Downer.
No, that's okay, that's okay.
I just rewatched when I realized you were going to be here, and we missed the show a lot. So.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for watching it. You know who, Pamela Adlon, who played Bobby, she has this new show called Better Things. It's really great, you guys, if you want to check it out. It's kind of loosely based on her life. Okay. And it's hilarious and real and also very touching. Awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then, do we go to that side next? Okay. Hi.
Hi, I'm Dana from Sonora, California.
Hello.
Hi, Tiger Mommy.
Oh, hi. I like your ears.
My question is that you're a really strong mom, and when it got to the point where you were kidnapped by Crowley and put in the storage unit, and Sam Dean finally rescued you, and Sam got caught in the storage unit with you, when you guys finally get to the panel and you are working on opening it, and you ask about, well, when we get out of here, I want you to take me to see my son, and he gives you that look like you realize he's passed. And you say, you realize it, and the look on your face, and you get really tough, and you say, flashlight! I love that scene. You show your strength and your pain all in one. How did that feel to you to know that the character that you were playing mom to had died and you were just dealing with that all at the same time with being stuck in this place?
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that would be like in real life. And a lot of times, you know, as an actor, you use your imagination, obviously, because you haven't had those experiences. But I always try to, you know, in my mind tell my body that I'm just kidding. Because sometimes your body doesn't know, and it experiences it the same way. So I felt like I had to go down that deep to really think about what that would be like. Of course, you know, you'd probably be in shock for the first bit. Yeah, I just remember that being a real challenge, and just remembering how supportive Jared was in that scene. And he just was so present and so right there. And a lot of times if someone is going to be that supportive, you don't really have to do that much. You just have to look over there into that person's eyes, and then you're connected. But yeah, thank you so much.
I want to tell you how much I appreciate that, because being a mom myself, that the strength that it would take to get through that, knowing the end result, you played it beautifully.
Thank you very much.
It's one of my favorite scenes.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can't, you know, like anybody that's a mom out there, or even, you know, like a child, like you just have no idea the depth of the love that you feel for your child. Like it's mind-blowing, and such a gift to be able to experience that. And then also for me, as a child of my mother, to finally understand how much she loves me. Like, I don't think I ever got that before. Anyway, sorry. Okay.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm from Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So, I love you on Supernatural, but my question is, I love Friends also. It's one of my all-time favorite shows, and I've watched it so many times.
Yes.
So I just wanted to know if you could tell us a story about being on Friends, or anything about what it was like.
Sure. I started right in the beginning of the second season when it started to really take off and become a success. And it sounds like really, you know, made up, but it wasn't. Those guys were actually really close friends. And I think that sometimes when a wonderful thing happens, it can also feel like a crisis, because they became so popular so quickly that they kind of just glommed onto each other. And they would literally just walk down, you know, the streets of the set, arm in arm. And so they were really welcoming to me, and I never forgot this, because subsequently I ended up becoming a regular on different series, and I remembered how much they welcomed me as a guest star. I think I did like 7 episodes, and because you can sort of feel out of the circle when you're joining a class, you know, a cast that's so tight already. But they made it. They went out of their way to make me feel a part of them, and I remember it was my birthday, my very first day, and so they took me out to lunch. And I was sitting next to Matt LeBlanc and to Lisa Kudrow, and I just was so nervous. And when I get nervous, I say really stupid things. They just come out of my mouth, and I cannot get the words back. And so oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed to admit this, but I literally said to Lisa, you know, you're so, oh my gosh, you're so much smarter than you seem on... and I didn't mean that. I just meant, you know, you've gone to, you know, like this big hoity-toity college. Oh, I should just stop talking. And then she just literally just sort of like turned this way and started, like she needed a break from me immediately. And then Matt LeBlanc, I had like the silliest conversation with that we just could not quite meet. And I know it's because I was so nervous, but he said, so where are you from? And I said, I'm from Highland Park, Illinois. So I'm sort of, you know, a Jap, you know, because we used to say Jap back then, meaning Jewish American princess, because everyone in that town, like 98% Jewish, so I said, so I'm sort of like a, you know, and then he goes, oh, I'm sorry, so wait, so you're a princess? And I went, oh, no, I'm not, I just meant Jewish American princess, but the acronym is Jap, you know, but it doesn't mean, so you're Japanese? And I went, no, oh, forget it. So it was kind of like that. It was a little stumbly through the lunch, but they could not have been any sweeter. And I just also learned a lot from them that you should welcome your guest cast immediately, and then also, they were so natural. Like, I never know when we actually started the scene, because they were talking they were just so relaxed. And so I visually kind of made a note of how relaxed their bodies were. And I remember just trying to do that myself. Like, okay, you can just take one more level off. You know, so it was a great experience. And, you know, yeah, I think that Friends, but I still think the Supernatural fandom is more rabid. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm here from New York.
Oh, wow.
And so when the trans have to go and get their anti-possession tattoos, Linda Tran mentions it's not her first time getting inked. I am wondering what other tattoos you think Linda's got.
Wasn't it you, Crystal? Yeah. It was, Crystal thinks it was a Venus flytrap.
On your inner thigh.
On my inner thigh! Oh my God. You know what? I've always toyed with getting a tattoo, but I've never gotten up the courage. But I think in light of everything that's going on in this world right now, I probably want to have it tattooed on my back. Everything's going to be all right. That's what I would want to just know, you know, because I tend to be a worrywart. But tattoos are cool. They make you instantly look cool. But then I don't know if I could commit to something for my whole life. But I guess, you know, with like Homeboy Industries, you can't have them removed. I think it hurts a little bit though. So yeah, so maybe one day I will. Do you have any tattoos?
I do not.
No. But if you did, what would you get?
Oh, geez. A Venus flytrap on my inner thigh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe next time you see me. Hi.
Hello, I came from Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
A long flight.
Oh,
So,
bad.
I would like
And I
to
hope
ask.
we won't stop giving you money. Like, you know, Puerto Rico just still needs more. Okay,
hard.
anyway.
So, what has been your favorite part about playing Linda?
My favorite part about playing Linda? I think my favorite part is just that I got to play someone so protective. And because I'm a Leo, and Leos are really protective, and I feel like not nearly as strong as Linda in my real life. It just was so exciting for me to be able to express that part of myself, because I think that if somebody tried to hurt one of my kids in real life, that would come out. And hopefully that will never happen, so then I could just do it in, you know, in the show. But, and also she's funny too. I like that she's funny. And then also, you know, I started out in theater, and I used to be a dancer, and so I feel like in this show, in Supernatural, I got to use all of the different crafts that I trained for. Like, because it was so physical, I did all of my own stunts, and I got to punch, and I got to run, and heels, and you know, like, pull the demon out of my, you know, so that required kind of like a, you know, that wasn't that easy. And then also just the comedy from the sitcoms, because it had that. And then I used to do very avant-garde theater on stage. And you know, Supernatural, it's out there. So I mean, you know, you can't be too linear to be on this show. And so it had everything, and it had drama, and it was almost like Greek tragedy sometimes with you know, the storylines, but also it was tongue-in-cheek, and it didn't take itself too seriously. So I think that's why the show's lasted so long too, because it does have all of those elements, and scary. Scary's not my favorite though, because you can't unsee things. And they make it seem so real too. But yeah, I guess that didn't really answer your question, because it was so many things, but there were so many things that I loved about it. Thank you.
Hi, my name's April. I'm from McAllen, Texas. I have a question for you. You're such a prolific actress as far as like TV and cartoons. My question, oh, and also I can't forget World of Warcraft. I've been playing since launch, and I love Lily.
Oh, so, I'm doing some other games now too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but there's some big ones. I'm really excited. I've never done a mocap thing, you know, with all the dots and everything, and I play a really freaking I think I can say this one. It's called Ghosts of Tsushima, and it's like takes place in feudal Japan, and it's drop dead gorgeous. If you YouTube the trailer is so beautiful. Anyway, I play someone kind of like Linda. I'm a more badass in that. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, no, that's awesome to hear. My question is, and it's kind of akin to what you were just saying, what's your method of preparation for like voice acting, like for cartoons or video games, as opposed to like preparation for live acting?
Yeah, so, you know, that's a great question, and you know, what I actually discovered is that it's really the same. And like, the voice acting is much better if you're imagining that you're talking to someone right there in front of you. And so it just doesn't have the camera element. And then, of course, your whole performance is all channeled into just your voice. But you know, sometimes when young people will ask me how to get started in voiceover work, you know, I tell them they really have to train as an actor, that you can't really bypass that. But then also, to just kind of play around with different sounds and voices that your instrument can make, and have a little bag of voices that you can pull out. And I don't mean like just being able to say 2 sentences as Donald Duck. You know, you need to like be able to read pages and pages of you know, script in that voice, so that you know it in your body so well. So like, for example, with Min and also Inez in Futurama, my grandparents, I used to see them once a week, and they spoke with a pretty thick accent. So I grew up hearing that voice in my head, and so it's in my bones now. So you want it to be that like deep in you, so it's a matter of just, some people just have a really good ear too to copy sounds, but to try to get it as deep as you can, not to just be able to be like a party trick thing. Yeah. But yeah, so thank you, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kat. I was wondering, what was it like when you found out that Dean Winchester thought your character was hot?
That was a joke, though. But I can believe it, right?
Yes, believe it. Yes, believe it.
I would like to believe it.
You should believe it.
Oh my God, I've told this story before, but it's worth mentioning again that he's just so crazy handsome, it's stupid, right? Yeah. And when the first time I worked with him on that first day, I found myself staring at him. And then I would catch myself, and I'd be like, oh my God, no. And then my head would just, like a bobblehead, it would just like default back to, yeah, so. And then the other story I like to tell is just, when he's got his arm over me and he's about to like kill me with that knife, I'm like, I could just take another 20 minutes here. Like, you can do, like, if you would rather kiss me than kill my neck, that's cool too. No. But he's such a great guy, and that makes it even harder, you know, or easier to have a crush in a way, because he's, you know, as a director and everything, he's so aware of everyone around him. And to me, that really shows what a mensch he is, just to be kind of connected to what's going on. He's not one of these self-absorbed people or actors. And he was just very aware. And that makes someone so much more attractive. Anyway. Yeah, no, you mean the thing, the Asians Go Wild thing, that website he was looking at?
What's the Asian beauty?
But I'm not like that.
Your mom, he literally says, your mom is hot to Kevin.
I think I blocked that out. He does?
Yeah.
Was he joking?
No. He was actually saying it. He was trying to get Kevin's attention, and he actually said, your mom is hot.
That's
your mom
awesome.
is so hot.
I love the writers so much. That was a sweet gift. Maybe they knew. Maybe they knew I had a crush or something.
Hi Lauren, I'm Mary and I'm from Vegas. We all know you as a strong mom on the Supernatural and off Supernatural. Do you have any advice for people that didn't have a strong mom growing up to as for now?
Do you mean like people who didn't have a strong mom growing up as a mom or as a person?
Well, raised without a strong mom and
Right.
supportive.
Yeah, I know. It's really, you know, we all have our different challenges to wade through. Are you a mom now?
No, but I didn't have a strong mom growing up.
Right. You know, the thing is, I just read this article the other day just about how we have to ground ourselves in our own happiness, you know, and not put it on anybody else. I thought it was such an interesting article that they're talking about insects. Insects have their hard armor shell on the outside, right? But that species didn't take over the world because you can't survive like that, because then you can't connect to people. So human beings have their spine, their skeleton on the inside, and all of our vulnerability is on the outside. And so to walk around like that, you have to build that spine up strong. And I think, you know, just through connecting with people, like that's really important. Friends that are supportive, and also, I have to say, therapy is really good. Therapy can be really a great way to just kind of talk about the wounds that you have, because if you don't understand, like one of the things that Father Boyle says from Homeboy is that, you know, if you're not aware of your own wounds, you're going to not be able to serve other people, and you're not going to be able to connect to other people as well, and you might inflict them on other people because you're not conscious of it. So it's sort of about getting to know and embracing and loving all those parts of you, especially the parts that were wounded, and like kind of looking at yourself as if you were a child and mothering that part of yourself the way that you wished that your mom had. Maybe that's a good place to start.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Howdy, I'm Scott from the Bay Area. I'm a huge Futurama fan.
Oh, great.
I was wondering if you could give us a little Amy Wong.
Oh, spleesh! You're so cool, dude! I just love boys. That's the thing. Wait a minute, what was your name?
Scott.
Scott! Oh my gosh, blah, Scott. He just said it like 2 seconds ago. But, yeah.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle. I'm from Fremont, California, in the Bay Area. So how do you think Linda is doing with her son? Like, are they on good terms? Does she bring him around everywhere with him? Like,
Oh, but how is Linda on terms with her son?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that love will never ever go away. Yeah, she will bring him, you know, wherever she can, and I don't think there's a second that goes by that she's doesn't have him with her. And you know, I guess I don't read a lot of the fan fiction, but I'm wondering what other people think. I don't know, but I just assume that they're still connected. And I do think that, you know, relationships do go on, whether or not, like, what dimension you're on. In real life, too. You know, we all know that as far as our own personal experience, right? That even if someone passes, we still have a relationship to them. I mean, I think about my dad every single day, and he's been gone longer than I have him. But, you know, so it seems very real to me. Maybe that's why I'm an actor, because I'm like half in this world and half somewhere else. No, but anyway, yeah, thank you for your question.
Hi, my name is Cydia. I'm a local. I was so excited when I saw you on Goliath, and I get so excited whenever I see any Supernatural alum on anything else, and it seems like every single time I turn on my TV, I'm like, oh, he was on Supernatural, oh, she was on Supernatural.
That's so cool!
Which I just think is amazing. So my question is, do you find that this experience of having been on Supernatural is helping you land other gigs, and is this...
Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, I can't just say that it's only Supernatural, because I do believe that work begets work. But, you know, you never know, like, who... Like, I got Supernatural because of this other job I did called Men in Trees. It was an Anne Hesh. Yeah, oh, somebody saw it. It was on ABC, and the character was a lot more like Min on King of the Hill than... So I don't know how they... But the writer... was married to, I'm sorry, the producer was married to a writer on Men in Trees, and so that's how I got this. And so, yeah, I do think that because I played such a strong part in Supernatural, I started getting a lot more badass parts. And also with all those games, like the games that I'm going to be coming out. Because my kids tell me that they're really excited about these games, but I don't know anything about that world. So, but anyway, yeah, so definitely it's helped. And I love stepping into that, because as an actor, as you get older, the roles, you know, they kind of diminish a bit. And so it's good to step into a different kind of part, because I can't just be, you know, the cute best girlfriend or the, you know, the ingenue for sure. That's past decades ago. But so no, it's been only a positive thing for me to have been on Supernatural. Thanks. One more?
Hi, I'm Shauna from DC. So last season we got a lot of characters back with Apocalypse World, and I thought it would have been really cool to have seen Kevin come back, because you know, he went to heaven. Linda doesn't have him anymore, so we didn't get that. But I was wondering, how do you think Linda would have taken it? Would she have seen this alternate version of her son as still her son, or?
Yeah, I think Linda would take any version of her son. I mean, you know, alternate or not, or just, it would be, you know, I read this tweet the other day that said, falling in love is like having everything you've ever lost returned to you. That made me cry. And I really feel like that's, you know, we all walk around with so much loss because it's just part of life. You know, you can't avoid it. So I think there would be nothing more thrilling for Linda to be able to see her, you know, son in, you know, more of a formed, not just so ethereal. But yeah, that would be amazing. Thank you. So now what? Do we still have time, or let's see. Oh, we only have 4 minutes. Okay, good. That actually went really fast. Oh, okay, good.
Have your children seen your show, Supernatural? Oh, my mint. Nice. Total class. See what happens when I get nervous? Have your children seen you in Supernatural, and what do they think?
Yes, they actually really loved seeing me be so tough like that. And I have to say that they tend to watch everything I'm in. I'm in this series now called 3 Below. It's an animated thing, and they love that show. That was the Guillermo del Toro's. It's a spin-off of Troll Hunters. But yeah, they don't mind scary things. So that's great. They've been so supportive. Last fall was the 25th anniversary of the Joy Luck Club, which is a movie I did. Thank you guys. My boys had never seen that because I thought it might be too slow and too much of a chick flick for them. So I never took them to see it. They're 15 and 18, and so they came with me. I got inducted into the Academy last year, which was also such a freaking honor. I was like, woo! And so the Academy hosted an event for the whole cast and crew of Joy Luck Club, and then they had a panel on stage and a screening, and my boys, I basically was watching my boys watch the movie. And I was just so thrilled that they really were engaged with it and stuck with it, and I'd forgotten how funny it was too. So that was also surreal where I was on that. And everyone came, like, because Oliver Stone produced that, and Ron Bass and Amy Tan, the writers came, and it was just a big, huge family reunion. And so that was really special for me, such a special evening for my kids to be able to. I became like the cool mom instantly for like 2 hours. And then I just went right back to nerdy mom, stupid mom, like right after. No, just kidding. They're pretty supportive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kelly and I'm from Los Angeles.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. I actually work for a motion capture animation studio in LA.
Oh.
And I wanted to get your opinion on your motion capture experience, and can you describe to everyone what it's like? Because it's actually kind of ridiculous and fun at the same time.
Oh, it's really a lot more involved than I realized. So they sent me to San Diego to yes. Yeah, so they put all these dots on your face, and then they have you like make different expressions. And so I think we did like 4 sessions just to capture my face. And then they put me in a suit, and I had to do some like martial arts fighting, which I don't know how to do. But they had someone like coaching me with it. And I was worried about, you know, my age and my height, and they're like, don't worry, we can change all of that. We can make you older, make you younger, make you taller. I was like, ooh, taller, you said it. And then, so it's going to take probably like 2 or 3 years to complete this game I'm working on. So there's a lot of like voiceover work, and then also I have to memorize the scenes because the camera is on your head. And so, you know, you can't be looking down at a script. And it's really just like playing the scene just as I would on camera, where they're trying to get all of the beats and the moments. And it's really been fun. It's a lot more work, though, than I realized, because they might have you do like 100 different fight sounds, which can completely rag your voice out. So like, ha, like that. And it's like, okay, I can do that twice, and now I'm tired. But yeah, but it'll be exciting, you know, once it's all finished. Yeah, that's so cool that you're doing that. It's a neat world.
It's something I just got into in the last 2 years, and it's been absolutely amazing to work with the 3D animators and be on an emotion capture stage.
Right,
so
right.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know how many of them I can do though, because it just takes everything out of you.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. No, there. Okay.
Hi, I'm from Salt Lake City, and I work at the Deaf and Blind School where Annie Mac films on location. No, so my question is, when you're on location, what do you guys like to do for your downtime? I know we have some extras that work there. Do you all hang out with the locals? Or?
You know that silly Sunday in Deer Valley? Is that what it's called? Deer Park?
Deer Valley.
Deer Valley, yeah. We love to do that. And, you know, the skiing, but you know, so the whole rest of the cast moved to Salt Lake City. And so they got houses there, and I'm not really sure, you know, because I have 2 kids, I was flying back and forth every 3 days. So I didn't really get to hang out with them too much. But you know, we would go out to dinner to the sushi and Thai places and Indian, and we just loved going out to, they're here. But we loved going out to eat. I love Salt Lake City. And I'm coming back there in May to do a little job.
Good. Thank you.
May 10th, they're doing, you know, the 150th anniversary of the railroads being built there that were built by the Chinese and the Mormons. And so I'm doing like a musical theater piece, if any of you live near Salt Lake. It's like it's called Corinne, Utah, or something?
Like Promontory Point. Maybe.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere, they said. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to come see me, I'll be there.
Lauren, how was your time in Las Vegas, Nevada?
I love these people so much.
I beg you not to gamble away your entire salary. Please, try to keep some of the money. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Tom! Thank you, Lauren. Lauren, everybody. Robbie, Richard, it's not all about guests. It's not all about people. Sometimes it's about games.
Games?
Games.
What?
Games. Not interview games. Games.